What's up, guys? I'm a fish, and today I'm going to be continuing my Humanity Restart series. In the last video, we saw a bunch of wars happen in the Americas, those being Louisiana here getting jumped. We saw Peru getting. We saw Peru attacking Bolivia, but then Peru kind of broke apart. Besides them still existing in the Galapagos, due to the fact that Florida invaded them. Um, and we also saw. Oh, right. We saw some stuff happening over here in the northeastern U.S. with a union occurring between Michigan, New York, and Delmarva. But then Quebec invaded the new union, and now only Michigan and Delmarva remain. But they don't have Delmarva anymore, so I'm not really sure what to call this place. Um, and then we saw Quebec discover Iceland here. Well, they had already discovered Iceland, but they discovered the British in Iceland, and then they invaded it. So, um, before we pick up where that left off, there is one thing that I do need to finish before what I have planned next, and that is uh, one more, I guess, conflict from stemming from the massive spreading of this religion here in Europe. You see Croatia here, this religion has been spreading vastly due to the drug trade occurring in Croatia. Croatia has gotten a bunch of money from this and allowed them to become decently strong. Many of their neighbors have taken the religion, but Germany and Prussia here do not like the existence of this not the existence, but the mass spreading of it, because they believe that nations such as Croatia here will make, like, they'll do what like Ukraine is doing over here and making their religion like the only one allowed. See, these guys want religious freedom, but in doing so, they need to discriminate against a religion, which is kind of ironic. Now we have just a few more things that need to happen before we can continue where we left off. So let's get started with the first one, is what I would say if we were going to get started with the first one. First, I need to go over the disputed territory. In the last episode, I said I would figure out how to mark this disputed territory, and I have figured out just that. I would just draw a border and overlap mix the overlapping territories. You can see it over here. You can see it over here. You can see it a lot in Arabia. See, South India has a claim over Sudan here. The Yemen here is getting absolutely just torn apart by claims. South India claims this, but the only reason South India is starting to claim territories is because Oman claimed a bunch of territories, simply because they felt like it, and none of their neighbors besides South India really stand a chance against them. And by neighbors, I mean like direct neighbors. Like North India could obviously beat them. Persia here, they could probably put up a good fight, but none of their direct neighbors besides South India could beat them. So they're abusing that. And then they got South India and Egypt to join in. There's also two territory disputes over here in Laos. The green Laotian, whatever, and the yellow one are both claiming parts of the brown one here, to the point where it pretty much doesn't exist. There's also one over here in Ethiopia. And I believe that is all of the disputed territories that I have marked. Looks like it, yeah. Okay, so now let's get started on this event. We are going to be seeing Aragon breaking away from Portugal here. And the reasoning, you can probably guess. Hold on. The reasoning you can probably guess is because of the religion. And also, historically, this region was independent. The provinces don't match up. I know I didn't bother to check the provinces, but it was this general area. There was also another country here that it united with shortly before dying via invasion. But that area is still like religiously with Portugal, so it did not break away with Aragon. Anyways, so let's go ahead and look at who is supporting who here. So we have, um, actually, this is probably the better tool. We have Aragon, who is supported by Croatia. Oh, who's supported by Croatia, Bulgaria, Naples, and we have Portugal. Oh, what the? Portugal, there we go. Who is supported by Gascony, France, Germany, and Prussia. And Prussia's puppet state because they kind of have to. So yeah, now the countries in this color, in the respective colors, they're not like at war. They are simply showing their support and maybe like sending resources or something to the side they are supporting. The fighting is only going on between these two. Three. My mistake. Because North Africa obviously is going to be, because they're going to take any chance they have to destroy Portugal, their main rival. Now, this religion has been spreading a lot in North Africa too, but they don't really mind all that much. I mean, like religion's religion; they don't really care all that much. Like the government doesn't really care. Um, so they're going to be showing, like directly involving in the conflict, and it is going to begin with North Africa immediately after Aragon declares their independence. We're going to be seeing North Africa invade into this little section up here by the Strait of Gibraltar. Aragon here will immediately begin an invasion up here in the north to make contact with the Bay of Biscay, something like that. Yeah, whatever. And they're going to have a pretty solid invasion here, as well as in the south, because this area is also inhabited by people of the light blue religion. So they're the the Aragonians, whatever, are welcomed with open arms, and they're supported with North Africa here also invading across the Strait of Gibraltar. So the two occupied territories are going to be connected into a single front line as Aragon continues to push with like little to no resistance until there is resistance. Portugal will take back the northern areas, a lot of the northern areas, even some of the like the central areas. Really, all but the south that still wants to be part of this independent Aragon. Um, but we're also going to be seeing Portugal cut the rebel state in half, capturing this major city, and yeah, pretty much separating it into two groups. North Africa here is going to be sending troops to occupy this area for Aragon, while they push back to the north and recapture some of their lost territory, which will go incredibly well. Since Portugal was not prepared with an offensive for both rebels and North Africa. Pretty sure North Africa is stronger than them, yeah. So this really isn't good for Portugal. North Africa is going to use this foothold to push towards the capital city and nearly conquer it, forcing Portugal to send some of their forces away from the rebellious areas, allowing more of central Iberia to be captured. Uh, Gascony here is going to be deciding to get more directly involved, sending uh, small battalions to aid Portugal, as well as financial aid. But it will not stop the North Africans from conquering the capital city and a lot of the incredibly important coastal areas. Now we're going to be seeing Galicia break away from Portugal. Galicia was a state that also existed here before Portugal rapidly expanded across Iberia. Um, and now, since Portugal is clearly going to end here, they decided, yeah, why not? We'll break away too. Uh, Aragon occupies a tiny bit of their territory, but they hand it right over on the circumstance that Galicia does not fight Aragon or Portugal. They simply take their independence and leave, which is exactly what happens as Aragon and North Africa then proceed to split the very little that is left of Portugal. So let's take a look at this peace treaty here. So this is what the peace treaty is going to look like. Aragon and Galicia both achieved independence, and North Africa annexed a bunch, not really a bunch, but quite a bit of Portuguese land, including the capital city, which Portugal will be making their new capital right here. So Portugal is still alive. It's still the same government and everything. It's just crippled now. Been crippled by this peace treaty, specifically by North Africa. They wanted to make sure that Portugal really couldn't come back from this, and that's exactly what they did. Aragon in the peace treaty got all of the areas that were of the same religion, with the exception of this province up here because they wanted the port, and these provinces down here in Andalusia because North Africa wanted easier access to like the rest of Portugal. And Aragon accepted that deal, which I mean it only makes sense. And now that Aragon has achieved independence, there's really only one more thing that needs to happen in Europe. You see, while Portugal may have fallen, Germany and Prussia aren't going to give up just yet. They are going to be forming an alliance. They are going to be forming the Notched Arrow Alliance. And this alliance is going to be immediately declaring war on another new alliance, the Cloud Callout Alliance, consisting of Croatia, Naples, Bulgaria, Sicily, Aragon, and Poland. It is time that they finally settle their not settle their differences, but force their differences onto the other. And yeah, I think you all know what I mean. So yeah, it's time to go to war. 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 3, 2, 1. Yeah. This war is going to begin with Prussia flooding into Poland here. Since Poland is the only, I guess, no, because whatever, they're disconnected from oh, no, they're not really. Aragon's still only disconnected, but whatever. They're going to flood into Poland. I should also turn off the alliances so we can see. And yeah, they're going to immediately take the northern half of the country. And meanwhile, Germany's puppet state here is going to be focused on taking the southern half of the country. They will capture the capital, and they will pretty much just split it with Prussia here. Due to the fact that there was war here not too long ago, Prussian soldiers were able to quickly respond to the declaration and they'd also kind of been preparing for this, so it's not really big of a surprise to anybody. I'm also going to change the color of this occupied territory, just be closer. There we go. But while the puppet state was invading into Poland, Poland's dear ally Croatia was invading into the puppet state, taking most of the major cities very, very quickly. Italy here is going to get folded. Naples is going to send forces through Croatia and help the Croatian forces take. Yeah, they're just going to occupy the entire thing. That's really, you know what? No, not anchor, stamp, whatever. No, I want to grab Naples. I'm going to make this Naples occupied territory simply because so we can see the border between that and France a little easier. So yeah, we have pretty much one solid front line running. Yeah, actually no, not one solid front line because of Switzerland here, who is not at all in the war. Because obviously Switzerland's got to be neutral, right? Yeah. Um, so let's continue. Gascony here. They did have quite a few losses in the recent war with Portugal, but that doesn't change the fact that they still don't like Aragon existing down here. So they are going to send their forces into these northern areas. Okay. That can be a little. Yeah, there we go. That's better. Yeah, okay. That's better. They're going to take a lot of the northern areas and even cut off Aragon from the rest of their allies. Bulgaria is going to send forces through Croatia to help finish off the puppet state, which will go exceptionally well as the state crumbles. And Prussia is forced to occupy the entirety of Poland. Now, Germany here is going to send forces in to occupy the western portions of their collapsed puppet states. While at the same time, they will be occupying these lands from Croatia here, even getting down to the Adriatic. Adriatic? Is that the Aegean? No, this is the Aegean. That's the Adriatic. Yeah. So this part of Croatia is officially cut off. Um, Sicily. Uh, I don't know. Sicily. Anyways, France here, since they're pretty much in the middle of everything, they got Aragon to the south and Croatia and Naples over here. They're kind of in the middle, so they're just sending forces wherever. Actually, no, never mind. I lied because I forgot they actually do share a border with the enemy now, since Italy got folded. So yeah, they're going to be occupying these northern Italian lands, despite not even being in Italy. Um, and Germany is going to occupy more of their puppet states. And Prussia is going to join in, taking the rest of the north here and slowly pushing down while working their way against these Croatians. Now, despite the fact that Croatia is pretty rich, they don't have all too that much people. Like at least compared to Prussia and Germany, they have a lot of people. I think Croatia probably has more people than France and Gascony, not combined, but them separately, just based on cities. Anyways, Aragon being incredibly weak. I also didn't give them a capital city, but whatever. They're not going to be able to work well against Gascony here, a fully established country. And North Africa is not helping them out. North Africa does not care about Aragon. They just wanted Portugal to be dead. But Portugal is not going to join in since they're too busy reestablishing themselves. And Galicia, I never gave a capital city either. They also should have that. Anyways, war stuff again. Gascony is going to attempt a counter invasion over here into former Italian lands. They will fail to capture the capital city as uh, Naples sends them back down and captures um, whatever. I'm not going to look at the provinces. It was this general area. And capture a bunch of Catalonia back from Gascony here. In the meantime, Croatia is going to reconnect their territory at the cost of losing complete control over the former puppet state, as Prussia and Germany now occupy it in their entirety. What's even worse is that they are now facing invasion from this country over here as well, since they want to extend their territory over to this river, or whatever the province map equivalent would be. So yeah, it's not looking super good for the Croatians, especially since Germany is beginning to take back all that formerly occupied land, as well as make their way ever so closer to the capital city. Naples here is going to make a deal. That deal being is that they have two different colors over here. I'm not the only one that sees this, right? Yeah, no, that's definitely two different shades of pink, whatever, it's gone now. Okay. Yeah, Naples is going to make a deal with Germany and Prussia, who will kind of force everyone else in the alliance to agree. They will surrender all their occupied territory to France here. They will allow Gascony to just take all this back. So they're out of the war, and in return, they will not have to do anything in the peace treaty. They'll be left alone completely. Croatia is going to look at Naples here and go, dude, are you serious? You kidding me? Dang. That's crazy. That's crazy. And Croatia is dead. Bulgaria is going to just silently exit the war as well. So yeah, they're going to now agree on a peace treaty from here. So this is what the peace treaty is going to end up looking like. Germany here is going to be annexing this land right here, splitting Croatia into two pieces. The western piece will be completely annexed by Italy. Naples will annex these few pixels from Italy that I apparently forgot to color. And the puppet state here will be annexing all of these lands. This country that I've yet to give an official name for will be annexing these lands, as I kind of said would happen. Well, at least what I said their goals were. Poland here is going to become an official puppet state of Prussia. No border changes will occur. Aragon, I kind of forgot to do anything with Aragon. I'll be right back. Aragon will be losing these lands here. And what's left of Croatia, which is not much, will be peacefully annexed into Bulgaria, since they're the only ally that didn't betray them. I guess no, Aragon didn't, but whatever. So the capital of Aragon will be this city right here. I don't know what city it was historically. It was probably that one, actually. And then this one will be the capital of Galicia. I'm pretty sure that was the capital of that one historically. And I need to prefix the borders there. So yeah, this is what Europe looks like now. And then at the beginning of next episode, we will be continuing with what happened last episode. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, just so I know that you guys are indeed enjoying the series. And I will see you in the next episode.